Achievement Hunting 101. Achievement Hunting 101. Achievement Hunting 101. We help you get achievements. Chivo Power.
Hello, and welcome to the Achievement Hunting 101 podcast. I'm your host, Kenny, and thank you for listening. Before we get started tonight, I want to introduce... First, we have Ryan, the magnificent oranger, the mighty mango. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right.
Next, we have the man that makes friends everywhere he goes. L, otherwise known as Big L. How's it going, bud?
Hey, how are you?
I'm pretty good. And lastly, the max ether of the group, because he will get your PP up. Corey, aka Rocker Dude. How you doing, buddy?
Hello.
First thing we want to do tonight is we want to give out the shout-outs. Those of us who have passed significant milestones for the week.
Proclamation Point.
First up, we have Kronos. Guess what, guys? He unlocked over 9,000 achievements.
It's over 9,000!
Next up, we have Toad-Style Venom. He's now in the top 2,000 TA score for Xbox One games.
Whew!
Damn.
Chin Doctor is in the top 500 for Gamerscore on TA.
Nice.
Whew.
And our very own Foo Cuddly Poof crossed 100,000 Gamerscore finally.
Woo, no way. What achievement did you pop to get that one?
I used a very appropriate achievement. From F1 2014, I used the It's About Time achievement.
All right.
Very appropriate.
Well done.
Seems smart.
I'll get the rest of the gamer score later, whenever I feel like it. Next 10 years or so.
Not happening.
All right, congratulations everyone on those milestones. Now we're going to move on to some community emails. First question that we have is, would you play a game in a genre you dislike if it were easy and fast enough to complete? What do you think, El?
I believe most of us would, depending on which game it is, of course. The ones that come to mind are, of course, NBA 2K17 Prelude. Now, I actually do like sports games, but I don't really play them as they take up a lot of your time. And if you're a Madden player, you probably just play a lot of Madden. If you're an NHL player, you play a lot of NHL. But I like to play a lot of different games. So, fortunately, I don't play a lot of sports games nowadays. But that game, you could do pretty quickly. NBA 2K17, The Prelude. And I also don't really play racing games. But I played the Fast and the Furious Forza Horizon title. And I did enjoy it, actually. So, those are my two choices.
That actually echoes kind of like mine. The only two genres I dislike are sports and racing as well. And I usually don't play those games, especially because I just kind of tend to play the games I like and go for the gamer score that I like in games that I want to play. Try to avoid games that are just nothing but headaches. What do you think, Corey? You play games that you don't like?
Well, we are real different people because I don't dislike any certain genre, but I don't typically play sports games except Rocket League. Mostly because they're boring to me. That said, I did play the aforementioned NBA 2K17, The Prelude, for the quick points, as well as those early 2006 titles. You remember those? 5 achievements, 1,000 points.
Yes.
Good times. So yeah, I'll play them if they're quick enough.
And I think I know the answer, but Mr. 800,000 gamer score. But what do you say, Ryan?
Well, I was rereading the question. I was thinking a game that I didn't like. I play, and I mean, are we at the point where we can consider ACA games a genre? Because there's so many of them. I mean, I hate most of them, and I still play them.
Second,
but I was actually thinking one that most people probably really don't enjoy playing because you can't understand anything you're doing and you just play off of a guide is the Japanese visual novels. I mean, that's a terrible genre. I mean, you're following a guide, pushing buttons or holding a button. So
maybe it's terrible if you don't speak Japanese.
Yeah, I mean, if you speak Japanese, they must be amazing because they seem to sell really well over there. Those are the games that seem to sell. So Maybe it's the hentai-ish of them. I don't know. But no, I would say, I mean, if we consider ACA games a genre or those visual novels, those would be two that I definitely dislike. But I can tell you right now, I play them. I play a lot of them.
Easy points, that's what matters.
North.
Ugh.
I'll just say North again.
Oof.
Oh, and North.
All right.
The genre is sucks. That's what the genre is called.
Yeah, really. And our second question that we have is, what games requires an excessive number of playthroughs before you complete it? You got one, Mango?
Well, I mean, I was trying to think of one that I couldn't think of, like excessive amount of game playthroughs. I know there's a lot of games that have multiple playthroughs, but I tend to avoid them because I don't like doing the same thing twice, even though I play stacks. But we were discussing it earlier, and I think the Lego games, those are kind of annoying, and too many excessive playthroughs on levels where you play through the story mode, and then you have to go back and play through again, and then you have to go back and play through more. That's kind of irritating.
Yeah, I can see that. Corey?
Yeah, samesies. Lego games have too many playthroughs, even though it's only 2 playthroughs. It's way too... It takes too long to get through it all again. So, Lego games is my answer there.
You played any of those too many playthroughs, El?
Now, a couple come to mind for me. I recently played through Virginia, and it was a nice little game. It was about 2 or 3 hours. There's actually an achievement to beat the game twice. Now, normally that's not so bad, but the game has no branching paths and no real choices to make, so there's really no reason to play through twice. Now, I guess there is one reason if you wanted to play the first playthrough without using a guide, and then you could play the second playthrough using a guide, there would actually be a reason to play through twice.
There's another reason. Do you know what it is?
What?
To get an achievement.
Yes! Well, my point is that the achievement shouldn't have been there to begin with. That's my point.
Touche.
Touche. But Virginia, I do recommend. It has really great music, and there's a very interesting game. And
a lot of people really touted that game as being special and amazing, and I really didn't see that. But I'm glad that you enjoyed it.
You are the only one that I've heard that didn't like it. Everyone that plays it seems to like it, except you.
Well, then there's something wrong with me.
I'll say I've played it, stopped, and haven't gone back to it, so it obviously hasn't grasped.
You're not alone?
Fair enough. Oh, yes, I have another one also. Guitar Hero 3.
Yes.
And the reason is because it had 4 different difficulties: easy, medium, hard, and expert. And if you were a really good player, you actually had to play on easy and medium and endure playing on the very easy modes to unlock those achievements. When Rock Band came out, you could stack those achievements. So in other words, if you played on hard and beat that campaign, the easy and medium achievements would lock as well. That seemed to be a problem in the older games, but that one I remember specifically.
I believe Guitar Hero 2 was like that also. It's been so long, though. Can't remember.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure 2 is like that.
I don't have the same musical prowess as some of you guys, but I think Guitar Hero 3 was the best Guitar Hero.
In terms of the song choices?
Song choices, gameplay, just everything. The guitar was great that I remember.
I'm always partial to harmonics over Activision.
I'm saying just Guitar Hero in general.
Yes, Guitar Hero 2 was done by Harmonix before they went on to make Rock Band. And then they were taken over by Activision. And they put out like 3 games a year, and it got watered down, and then the genre died.
Wow. I learned something today.
Mm-hmm.
The more you know. And the playthrough, or the game that I say that takes way too many playthroughs is Halo the Master Chief Collection. Whereas I love Halo, and I don't necessarily mind doing it, but you do have to complete like every single campaign like 6 or 7 times. It takes so long to do that game.
Can confirm.
Yes, can confirm, as we've been doing that for a very long time. And we will continue to do it for many months before it's finished. And for our third and final question, what all did we get on the Ultimate Game Sale? Corey, did you pick up anything?
Nothing.
Ooh.
You anti-gamer, you.
Yeah, that's it. No, nothing that sprung in front of my face that says buy me. There was maybe one or two, but I just actually let them slip by accident.
By accident.
I'll catch them next time.
What'd you get, El? El?
Are you asking me now? I don't buy games, I inherit games.
Well, we
But
know Michelle buys
actually-
games.
Oh.
Yes,
Oh, true.
but I actually bought a couple of them myself. One of them was Lego Star Wars, because The Force Awakens. My son really wanted that game. And as a matter of fact, the last time we went to Toys R Us before it closed down, we actually bought a Lego Force Awakens strategy guide for the game without having the game. It was like $2 or $3. So we're going to go through like the 90s and play with the strategy guide in front of us.
I loved strategy guides as a kid.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I had a feeling Little Nightmares was going to be the Z to Z game of the month, so we went ahead and picked up Little Nightmares Deluxe for a whopping $12. So that was a good one. I also got Life is Strange for the 360 because I only had it for the one. It was $3.39 for the whole game.
That's a bargain.
Yeah. And it's 1,000 Gamerscore, which a lot of those 360 arcade titles were not. Like the Walking Dead's were, I think, 400 points. So, and also Life is Strange is a game you could play with play differently twice. So it's good. It's a perfect stack. And before it got delisted, we picked up Marvel Ultimate Alliance Collection. I don't know if that was technically part of the Ultimate Game Sale, but that was the other thing we picked up.
It was on sale, so I would assume it would probably be considered as such.
We'll count it.
It's not anymore. Not
anymore.
even full price.
It's no price.
Wah, wah. Did you grab anything, Ryan?
Yeah, I picked up Little Nightmares because of the Game of the Month comments were made, and other people had said the game is pretty well done. I picked up Western Press, which is call it a button memorization game with 8-bit style graphics where you have to duel with another cowboy. Picked that up for $2. It's actually pretty fun, although I'm really, really bad at the final boss. I've tried every method people have mentioned to do it, and I can't do it. And then I picked up Unbox, which is not to be confused with What the Box. Unbox is almost like a Mario 64 clone where you are a box and you bounce around. It's actually it's actually fairly fun. So
Really?
yeah, it's a good game. It normally retails for $29.95, and I think with the sale it was only $12.
Oh, wow.
So is it kind of like, remember in Super Mario Brothers 3 when you're in the shoe and you kind of like jump around?
A little bit. Yeah, I would say
that?
I would say it. I mean, it has the 3D style graphics, and you bounce around. There are collectibles that you have to do, and the game gives you hints as to what collectibles you're missing. It'll show you a picture of where the collectible is, and the best way to actually figure it out is to take a picture of that picture because it only shows it to you once. So use your phone, take a picture of it, so then you can match up where the location is of that item.
Was that on a good sale?
Well, yeah, it was $12 instead of $29.95.
So yeah, that's a really good sale.
There you go. Did you get anything, Foof?
I bought 3 games, but technically got 5. I also got Little Nightmares for the same reason as you guys. And then I also picked up the Arkham Collection, which is basically, Batman Arkham City and Arkham Asylum. And then the other game I got is the Biohazard Collection, which is Prototype 1 and 2. Really enjoyed both prototypes back a few years ago, whenever it was that they came out. I'm like, I want to play them again. Because why not?
Interesting. I didn't know that was called the Biohazard Collection. Biohazard is Resident Evil in Japan.
Yeah, I was kind of curious as why they called it that as well. I picked it up probably about a year ago when it was on sale.
$10, 2 games. I figured, sure.
Yeah, and both pretty good games. Prototype games are pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. Yay sales.
Yippee sales. All right, so, well, we're going to start. Can't speak. All right, so for this week, we're going to do something a little bit differently. We're going to talk about what we've been playing this past month. We're going to check out our summaries of how many TA we've scored and how many Gamerscore we got and whatnot. Ryan, since you've gone to Achievement Fest and you've got a ton of unlocks, why don't you go first?
All right, I won't recap every single game I played because I played 70 different games this month. I started 50 of them, most of them being at Achievement Fest. I completed 16, and it was actually my best month ever for Gamerscore and completion. So I had 31,038 for Gamerscore, and the only reason why it's odd is because I had to pop an odd achievement for G-Task for the bonus. I got that for driving backwards in Autobahn Polizei on the Xbox 360 for an 8-point achievement. So yeah, I scored about a third of a fufu. I played a lot of ACA games. At Achievement Fest, I actually sat down on another person's Xbox and pretty much played every ACA game he had, which was, he had about 20 of them or so that I hadn't played, and basically got all the points I could get in about 30 minutes, quit, moved on to the next one, quit, move on to the next one. I did that on Sunday morning when I was there. So, but yeah, it was a good month. I have people telling me I should start more games so I can get up to 3,000 games played, which would be very easy for me to do, but it's just a matter of taking the time to do it. I won't catch Matt because I just don't have the time or money to do that. But no, it was a very good month. This month will be a little bit more realistic. Probably only going to get 12 to 15,000 gamer score as opposed to the 30. So
Tell us about Matt.
Matt DB.
Matt DB.
Matt DB, who's over 4,000 games played. Yeah.
He starts a new one every day, correct?
Every day. Yeah, he at least tries to get one every single day. I don't think he's doing that new game achievement deal that contest people were doing. I don't think he's part of those guys. So
I enjoy him. On his feed. He'll play like 2 minutes and then give a review of the game.
Yeah, and then he also sells. I mean, he plays the games and sells them almost instantly unless they're digital. So
That's insane.
So that was my month. Like I said, I don't want to go into all the games, but what highlight ones I can say and this is actually because of L that I tried it, was the ACA Blues Journey. I figured if L could beat it, I could beat it. So I played through it, and the game actually isn't that bad. It's actually a pretty good game. It's not a typical ACA game where it has the more realistic styled graphics. It's very cartoony, but I enjoyed it. Played it twice. I did it on the one, and then somebody downloaded it on their Windows 10 tablet or machine, so I played it that too and got it that way. So it was a good game.
Yeah, it's a platformer. It's unlike all the fighting and shooting games on the OGO, so it's a nice change of pace there.
A little bit change of pace. So that was my month.
How many achievements you lock?
What was that? How many achievements did I get? About 550, I think.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Rocker, let's hear about your summary. What'd you do?
Not to brag, but I had my best month in Gamer Score as well. Just over 11,000, guys. Big dogging it over here. So yeah, 11,000 gamer score, 200 achievements, give or take. I actually started and completed 6 games, and I finished 3 other ones. So that's 9 completions this month, which is pretty big since my goal for the year was to hit 50 completions, which I did with dear old Esther. Had to finish up the commentary run.
Oh, yes.
That.
The awful commentary run.
It was okay, but I've played better. Anyways, throughout all the games I played, there was a lot of new starts on there with indies and a lot of games that we talked about on previous shows that I played for the first time this month, which helps in the easy gamer score. Thank you, sometimes you. But probably my favorite, well, I'll go 2 favorites. I played Riddled Corpses EX or X.
Great game.
It's very fun. I kept wanting to go back to it. And listener of the show, Chin Doctor, streamed it one day and maybe even 2 days or a day and a half. And I watched it for hours and hours on end. Like, that's just a good game to watch and to play. I need to go back and grind that out some more. But yeah, that's a great game. The other game that I had just as much fun and can't stop playing either is Castaway Paradise, which we shall talk about later.
I'm super interested in that game.
Yeah. And just one other tidbit. I completed my first ever ACA Neo Geo title this month.
One of us.
Yeah,
One
what is
of
that?
us.
The Path? Yeah. Path of the Warrior, something fighting. I don't know. Finally beat a game. Usually I see if Elroy's beat it and then say I can do it, but that boy has some chops. So I can't always keep up with him and his Neo Geo elite status.
Congratulations, brother.
Yeah. So what about you, Elliot?
Elliot? Who's that?
Big Elliot? Is that better?
Big Eli. Well, I did pretty well in June and July. Got about 13,000 Gamerscore each of those months. Mostly due in part to G-Task. Now that I'm out of G-Task, I plan on playing some games, or I'm not going to use the F word, but cleaning up some games that I had started during G-Task. And also, of course, playing games that I actually want to play now. Don't have to play any ACA games. Whew.
But they're fun.
Right. You said the F word. Tommy, edit this out. In July, I started 24 games and completed 12. Wow, 283 achievements. See, you should have gone the other way. It sounds so bad next to Mango. One game I played a lot of. Well, one day of. I had community member Carnage over, Mango's good buddy, and we played 4-player Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time. Now, we picked a game that achievements will pop for everyone playing. So it's actually pretty hard to find games that do that. So Michelle was over, and Michelle's brother was over, and we played 4-player Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time. And there's a recent addition to the game. You could play it on easy mode, and achievements pop no problem.
Oh, there's an easy mode on it now?
Yeah, when the game first came out, you just had normal, and you had to play, and they added 2-player mode, and then eventually 4-player mode. So if you can get some local people to help you, it's a clean game, so kids could play. And I popped like 1,300 TA in one sitting, so it was pretty good for me. That was a Games with Gold title, so it's a little inflated.
Yeah. Good to know about the easy mode, though.
Yeah, it's a very good couch co-op game. What did you play, Foof?
Well, save the least for last. I got a whopping 1,880 gamer score. Doesn't help that there was an entire week I wasn't able to play any games, but had a decent ratio, 1.62. And then, like we said before, this was a month that got the 100,000 in. Most of it came from Jurassic World Evolution. Love that game. Tommy actually bought that for me, so thank you, Tommy, for that one. Unlocked a bunch of stuff in that. And nothing else really too special. Some Gems of War. Started the Zasmo arcade pack from Donley Time, whatever it is.
Donnelly
Time.
Foundation.
Fun game. If you enjoyed the arcade games in Boss 101, you'll like the Zasmo arcade pack.
Do you want to know what I think of that game?
Oh boy, what was that?
What do you think of that game?
Oh,
it can't be that bad.
Great.
Yeah.
I did see that game was doing the thing where it's adding achievements in Gamerscore, adding achievements at random, where people had like 101 achievements out of however many in that game.
Yeah, there was some weird glitch where you had to get the achievements without killing the game or turning off your Xbox. Otherwise, your tracker would go down, something like that. They've addressed it, that they're fixing it, so it pays to wait sometimes. Not that it was a hard completion. Several people in the community already did it, but it'll be a little easier for whoever hasn't done it.
Didn't they have like 1885 out of 1,000 Gamerscore or something?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think Chen had 185% done in it.
Yes, something like
You can
that.
see that in our Discord. But yeah, my month was nothing special. Started 3 games, played 11. Compared to you guys, that's
You hit that
nothing
milestone there, buddy. That's special.
special. Yeah.
We love you, Kenny.
August would be better. All right. And with that, Corey, why don't you tell us about the game that you've been playing that you're so hyped to tell us about?
Yeah, so it was the other game that I mentioned earlier. It's called Castaway Paradise. So this is a game, it just came out at the end of July, and it's essentially Animal Crossing, if you ever played that. It's a very simplistic game. You know, you do chores, you do chores and errands for friends, and you garden and you clean up. I mean, who doesn't want to do that, right? You do all this on a little island or sets of islands that you eventually unlock, that these little animals live on that you befriend, and it's just a very chill game. I watch streams while playing it. I watch Netflix while playing it, because you're doing these, I'm not going to say mundane because that sounds bad, but you're doing these tasks over and over that, yeah, you just have it on in the background. Perfect game to just sit to and get stuff done while getting other stuff done. So the game's fun, but it also has achievements, and for some it breaks the cardinal rule of achievement hunters, because I believe every single achievement, which there's 40 of them, has a quote-unquote odd value, meaning not ending in a 5 or a 0. Fortunately, most of them come pretty quickly. I've been playing the game, according to TA and Xbox, for just over 6 hours. It sure feels like I've played more. I could have sworn I did, but I don't trust the tracker anyway for time. So let's just call it 8 or 9 hours. And I've hit 872 Gamerscore for the game. And yeah, it's not bad. And I have 28 of the 40 unlocked. So I'm closing in on the last fourth of the game. When I log in tonight, I should pop at least 2 more. And I'm just going to, this will be a daily game for me for the rest of a little while, just because I've done the majority of stuff in it. The achievements, I kind of broke them up into 4 categories. And this is all in a written review, obviously not as fleshed out as this discussion, on our blog. And you can get to that blog via the Discord. The Discord has all the links, so come join and see them. But back to achievements. So you have achievements for doing the tutorial and building things. So I should really say repairing. There's buildings all over the island that the people live in, but it got blown away in a storm and you need to rebuild them. And there's an achievement for each one of those. That's about a fourth of the list right there. There's another fourth of the list that is pertaining to collecting / performing a certain action. And none of them are crazy grindy, except for, I wouldn't even call this one grindy, but you have to complete 100 quests. Quests can be as simple as somebody wanting 3 fish, but if you already have 3 fish in your inventory, quest is done. But some can be more complicated, like planting and collecting a certain crop. And this one character wanted a crop that took 1 day and 15 hours to grow. So that's real time. So that one was a little bit annoying, but those have been few and far between. There is another set of achievements that go toward donations. So there's museums on the island, and similar to Animal Crossing, from what I've played, You collect things, and you donate them to the museum. So on this game, you can catch bugs. It includes butterflies. You can fish. You can collect seashells.
It's Animal Crossing.
It's Animal
That
Crossing.
really is Animal Crossing. Holy cow.
It's perfect, too, because it has achievements. I think that's it. There's another museum, but it has no achievements related to it, and that's for badges. And you get these badges via daily tasks that the characters give you, or the game gives you. And let's see. That's mainly how I separated the achievements. And then there's miscellaneous achievements that, are growing all the fruits, using the equipment, profiting from. They have a stock market. Is that in Animal Crossing? I think they had some kind of economy system, right?
There is an economy system in it. I can't remember what it is, though.
And then, like, change wearing an outfit. Scratch that. Wearing an outfit of the opposite gender gets you an achievement.
Nice.
But yeah,
I'll do that for free.
It's a super fun game. Like I said, very chill. There could be an issue. Actually, I take that back. This is updated since I last looked earlier today. It looks like some people have gotten the only achievements that were previously not unlocked by anybody. So unless they're cheaters, dirty cheaters, then they are legit. And that was for donating all the shells so the shells don't repopulate as often as bugs and fish, obviously, because they only wash up every so often. I haven't quite figured out the timing of that. But then there's an achievement for donating every collectible. So it's kind of like a unlock the rest of the achievement. So
like Animal Crossing.
2 people have unlocked that since I've last looked, and 2 people have unlocked to donate all the shells. So essentially, in theory, they go hand in hand, since that's going to be the last one you get. And now all this could come down to RNG, whether you get the correct fish and bugs and shells show up in order to donate them. So it could take you a long time to complete it, but I think you're going to have fun doing it. And like I said, the front end, you do that grind for money and leveling, and then the back end is a daily thing, which I assume is pretty much everybody's Animal Crossing experience, right? You go in, you clean up the island, do your chores.
Yep.
Is it like Animal Crossing where you put it goes according to real time and stuff like that?
Yep, everything.
And are there holiday events?
I don't know about holiday events. So there's daily login rewards, and I'll take it back. There is a summer event going on right now. There's summer items, so there's probably going to be special items that come across.
Do you have like your own house and you can decorate it like Animal Crossing?
Yeah, there's no achievements for decorating, but decorating is obviously a big part of this game.
Feng Shui.
I didn't do any of it because I didn't have to, and that's not really my thing in Animal Crossing anyways, but you can do that. So this is a mobile port, and they did a really good job of porting it and taking away the microtransaction piece of it. You can obviously see where that is with the real-time timers that they give you, but those really only exist when you water stuff and plant crops. And even the buildings that you have to rebuild, like I mentioned, only take 2 minutes, so they're not bad. I'm going to give a quick pro tips for this game if you do plan on starting it. You have inventory, which is always on your person, and you have storage. If your inventory starts to overfill, it'll go automatically to storage. Storage can be found in your house. It didn't tell me that, but I did eventually find it. When you catching all the bugs and the fish, you do need to donate them for achievements, and you don't unlock the museum until another sub-island. So don't sell those, even though some of the prices are good, because who knows when you might find that certain bug or fish or shell again. Stocks, obviously buy low, sell high. There's an achievement for getting 5,000 currency profit. Once I log in today, I should get that. That's fairly easy to understand. Fruit equals money. Some of the fruit is really expensive, so that you can get your currency and your money up that way. But when you start the game, don't sell the fruit, but you bury the fruit, grow the trees, and then you get that same fruit every hour it takes to rewater that tree. And I will say you start out with apples, and the first island has bananas. The bananas are worth a ton of money in the beginning. But as soon as I got access to the ackee berry, I think is how you say it, it gave me twice as much. And I ended up planting like 17 of those trees. I had my little line. I would harvest them, and I would get so much money that I don't even know what to do with it anymore. And then the possible biggest tip I have is all of this crop planting that you're doing, and you do the water, and you have to wait for it before you can either water it again or actually harvest it. Do it right before you level up. You see your level in the bottom left, and you know if you're about to level up. As soon as you level up, all timers are complete, so you can get double harvests that way and get a lot of money super quick.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, the only negatives I have about the game are the tile selection is tricky at times. You kind of go back out of the area and come back in, and then the small grind I talked about. But overall, 2 thumbs up for me.
Right on.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like right now, probably by the time our podcast airs, it won't be on sale. But right now, it's on sale for $11.04. Is that what it shows?
Yeah, there was a launch day discount,
Yep.
so that has to only have hours left.
Yeah, otherwise it would then go up to $12.99, so
Yeah.
$2 ish more. Not too much of a discount.
Yeah, even if you like this type of game, I would say that price is probably worth it. I don't know why people do that. I think just put it down to 10. It makes it an easier buy for a lot of people, but whatever. It's still a decent price. You know what you're getting into. If you do really want to check it out and you don't want to spend money, download the mobile version and just kind of get a taste of the game.
By any chance, do they connect?
They do not, and that's only because on the mobile version you can obviously pay to get currency, and you can pay for what they call VIP status. In the console version, you get VIP status as soon as you hit level 15 right now. And when I did that, they gave me a bunch of stuff, and I could sell it for a lot of money or keep it, and it's like fancy decorations and whatnot. And everything was a little bit cheaper once you hit VIP status. So, but yeah, no, they don't transfer across platforms.
The only question I have left is, what are the graphics like? I know this is ID at Xbox, so is it like sprites, or is it look just like Animal Crossing?
So think Animal Crossing, but more boxy. So not as boxy as like Pokemon Quest, but not as smooth as Animal Crossing.
Okay. Interesting art style.
It's cute. It's a cute game. So.
Dow. You guys have anything you want to add to it?
No, I don't. I'm going to check it out, though. It sounds interesting. I haven't played Animal Crossing in forever.
I actually enjoyed the original Animal Crossing on the GameCube quite a bit. And if you want to feel old, it came out, I think, in like 2001. So I believe I'm going to check it out as well. My son will probably enjoy it a lot. Does it have like good music? Because Animal Crossing had great music.
Yeah, it's like, real ambient type music, kind of in the background. It's always playing, and it's not bad. I don't remember. I didn't turn it off, if that's
a good answer.
Yeah, it's definitely something I'm going to check out. Animal Crossing is one of 2 Nintendo properties that I really like, so yeah, that's definitely going to be a buy for me. All right. And with that, I think that about does it for the show. Thanks again for listening, guys. If you want to contact us, be sure to join our Discord, discord.me/TAH101. All of us are always on, chatting about whatever happens to pop up. If you need any help with achievements, that's a great place to ask for help. Also, be sure to follow us on Twitter at Achievements101. We do a ton of contests in which you can win some free games by following us there. And we also do more contests in our Discord. You can check out the welcome channel for the welcome and announcement channels for those contests. And if you want to hear your milestones heard, be sure to send each of us a friend request on TA. That way we can be sure to see them and we can mention them on air. And lastly, if you have any questions, comments, or topics you want us to talk about, send us a message. Best place to get a hold of us is Discord or by using our Google Docs community sheet. Link will be in the show notes. and will be in the welcome channel in our Discord. Talk to you guys next week. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
A very sequential segment with Matriarch and Elroy OMJ.
This week on a very sequential segment, we focus on all things that make you warm and fuzzy inside. Not only do you get the joy of hearing the bleep bloop and knowing that your Gamerscore is being massaged, but you also get that rush of happiness wash over you from having done such happy, joy tasks. This is the top 5 most ooey gooey, make your heart melt, feel good achievements list. But first, it's time for some pleasantries. Joining me today is the individual who is tied for number 273rd on Xbox 360 aerial games. She is Matriarch.
Well, thank you as always, Elroy.
Oh, you absolutely.
Did you happen to catch who I'm tied with? No, because I'm gonna have to find their house and toss their Xbox out a window. Oh wait,
and then it'll fly because it's aerial.
Oh, so clever. But this is supposed to be like a lightened mood achievement list, right? Because we've kind of been, a little down.
So I think what you meant was you're going to go over to their house and shake their hand and say, "Great job!"
Right, and then I'm gonna help them take over 273rd by themselves, and then next week I'll take it back over. So. And it looks like by next week we might be discussing you're going to be hitting an achievement streak milestone. You have, about 6 days to go before you have spent 1 full year earning an achievement a day.
For real? I had no idea.
Yeah, because I got to make sure I'm looking for these too, and that was a real easy one to pick up. So August 7th, it looks like. August 7th of 2017. It's been a year worth of an achievement a day.
Wow, you made my night.
Yeah, so maybe next week we'll get
a little something.
Yeah, we'll get a little monologue on your 365 day.
I like to reflect.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, right on. Well, Em, did we have any feedback this week?
We do have feedback, and this week it comes to us from no other than Tommy. Tommy. He stated that he likes beef, and in particular beef farming, and that Elroy could be wrong regarding his discussion around Farming Simulator 2015 and the difference between a farm and a ranch, which is actually something I also didn't know. So do you have any thoughts on beef farming and beef ranching, Elroy?
Oh, me. Well, Tommy, I'm sure that you will find that this is not a giant, wait for it, mistake. So, according to the Bing, not the Google, because obviously you don't get any Microsoft points for using the Google, whereas you do for using the Bing, a farm primarily grows crops, whereas a ranch is an extensive operation with primarily animals. So a, quotations, cattle farm really is a term that some people associate with raising crops for cattle with cattle on the same place. Most producers don't even call their farms with cattle on them cattle farms. That's more of an urban term by those who don't quite understand the jargon there, City Slicker Tommy, that a lot of farmers and ranchers have describing their operations. So, Tommy, sorry if you struggle with the cow jargon, but fortunately, I'm here for you. Let me give you some cow knowledge. Do you know why cows have hooves? They lactose.
Oh, goodness.
Do you know what they call male cattle that are sleeping? Bulldozers.
Oh, man.
And finally, when you are running ranch operations and you have to count how many cows you have, Tommy, do you know what to use? A calculator. Tommy, a calculator. Thanks for the feedback, Tommy.
All right. Well, I suppose we'll just move along from that particular line of thinking. I actually have one for you, Elroy. You ready for it?
Oh, I'm so ready.
Because it's going to lead me into our list for this week. Do you know what they call a bear with no teeth? A gummy bear.
Because he's got gums.
Right, exactly. And do you know where you might see a bear, whether they have teeth or not?
Oh, I know this one.
Go ahead.
Their favorite place in the world. The mall.
That wasn't where I was going. Although a mall is sort of like a zoo for people, right? I'm really stretching. But my answer was a zoo. You can see bears at zoos. And that's
makes sense.
Good place for a toothless bear to be because it doesn't have to worry about the wild. And that leads me into talking about the first game I'm going to talk about this week. So leading off with our honorable mention, I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about Zoo Tycoon. Do you have any experience with Zoo Tycoon?
I think I played it, oh Lord, about 20 years ago or so. I don't know. I remember it was like a Yeti, and that it was like a cheat code for Yeti, and I hadn't touched it since.
All right. Well,
Yep.
Zoo Tycoon launched with the Xbox One, and it's been launched again with, I think, One X Ultimate Edition. I'm not 100% sure. I should have researched. But as you may guess, given our theme for this week, animals are going to feature pretty prominently because, you know.
They're so cute.
They're so cute, exactly. And even all types of animals are found to be adorable, right? We're not just talking about our dogs and our cats. We're talking about apex predators here, right? Because who hasn't gone on Facebook and seen a video of a hippo trying to swim out of a little pond and gone, oh, that hippo's so cute. I mean, it's a massive animal that can run you over very easily. We still find them super cute.
Yeah, you see bears playing patty cake and all that
Absolutely.
good stuff.
And bears in particular have always been a hit with people, right? We have Winnie the Pooh and Jungle Book and whatever other Disney franchise we want to mention today.
You have teddy bears as well.
Absolutely. Thank you, Theodore Roosevelt. So,
that's actually an interesting, I heard I think it was a TED Talk or something about
not
animals
a teddy bear talk.
Yes,
talk.
it was. Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's what I heard when I was a young boy. But this is like a TED Talk about teddy bears, and apparently there's a pretty gruesome origin story to it where, like Theodore Roosevelt had a bear tied to a tree, or someone tied it there for him, and he was going to shoot, and he's like, "Oh, I can't shoot that thing," and so that's where he was shown as this merciful person, and then teddy bears came out of it. Of course, the dark side is that he didn't shoot the bear, but he didn't release it either because it was so scraggly and ugly, and it was like malnourished by the time he got to it. So instead, he gutted it with a knife.
Well,
but that has no place on this week's.
Thank you for the education.
So scratch that.
But let's return to Zoo Tycoon and let's talk a little bit about Zoo Tycoon.
Oh, sure.
So Zoo Tycoon tasks you with running your very own zoo, and that zoo is full of all the animals that you might expect. So lions and tigers and bears. Oh, poop. Yes, poop. You clean a lot of poop in the game. That's a big part of it, and there's an achievement for cleaning up 10,000 pieces. But that's not adorable. That's just the business of being a zookeeper.
It doesn't look like the little emojis on the screen.
I don't know if those emojis were quite a thing yet, but we could retcon it a little bit. We'd put eyes on all those things.
Yeah.
So we're not making light of what zookeepers do, right? They engage in very, very difficult work with very dangerous animals. But I can't be the only person who's ever looked at a lion with a zookeeper and thought, man, that mane is probably really fluffy. That would be a nice moment to sit there and give that a just touch the mane of a lion. I know it would be incredibly dangerous, but it would be cute, right? So
sure.
You can't really pet the animals in Zoo Tycoon, but you can do other things that allow you to interact with them that make them happy. Like you can spray them with water, or you can feed them from a feeding station. But,
wait. You spray them with water? I know my cats don't like that.
Well, elephants apparently really do.
Okay.
And they're adorable. You spray them with water, and they're playing around in there until they're ready to be done with you. It's great.
Oh.
But so the whole game has a lot of this going on. But there was one achievement in particular that I felt was the most awe-worthy one in the game. And that achievement was animal lever, which you get for making an animal completely happy.
Aww.
And let's be realistic, right? There's nothing that gives you a better sense of being happy and warm inside than looking at your lemur enclosure and knowing that they are enshrined in a rather small bubble of complete happiness.
Well, speaking of being warm inside, have you seen that YouTube video of that guy? It's a zookeeper and the elephant sits on his head and his head literally goes up into the rectum of the elephant?
No.
Oh, you gotta look it up.
It's
pretty good.
Yeah, I'll be in a pretty good mood once we hit number 1 on this list, I'm sure. So as soon as we're done,
continue.
We will get to that. But let me kick it over to you for number 5 on this week's list.
Feel free to go look it up while I'm talking. Yeah. Okay.
I don't want to laugh while you're chatting about something that isn't what you're saying, but I promise after. I'll give it a
Okay. So, number 5. Day at the beach. Do you love movies? Holding hands and long walks on the beach? Do these things stir something inside of you that causes you to swipe left or right? Are you active on those dating sites?
No.
Which way is it that you swipe?
I think there's one way to keep and one way to not keep, right? So you swipe
right.
both.
Right. Oh, okay.
I think.
Oh,
I could be just to show how out of touch we are. Maybe it's cute to somebody that we're clearly such old people. I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah. Well, I'll be honest. I haven't been on the dating scene in over 20 years. About the same time I was playing Zoo Tycoon, so I wouldn't even know where to start.
Just
in
pick
fact,
one.
That'd probably be a pretty funny game to what we think happens on those booty call apps and what actually does happen. But yeah. So let's say you swipe. I'm gonna go left.
Okay.
What? All right.
You have a 50-50 shot.
I do. And I'm sure someone will leave feedback about this.
Yes.
And we may address it next time.
Absolutely.
All right. So, well, the good news is that all these things, movies, holding hands, long walks on the beach, those are available on Connect Sesame Street TV DVD's Amazing Adventure. One achievement in particular stands out amongst the others, and it is the achievement called Day at the Beach. The description is, touch all the fun beach stuff in Elmo's World Beach. Now, I have played this game. I went to the beach, and I hung out with Elmo. And it was crazy. One moment, I'm standing there, off the Connect sensor showing me, and the next, I'm standing at a slant on a bodyboard. Oh, what's this? Am I surfing? Oh, hang 10. Gnarly dude. I'm trying to talk like Tommy. Anyway, I am, all right, so I'm normal size. No, wait, now I'm shrunk. What's this? I'm in a sandcastle. What? So
amazing. How
could this get more fun? At some point, there's a bucket, there's a ball, and there's a tube.
Ooh.
Like inner tube, yeah. And they all appear on the screen, and you mosey on over to it. You put your hand on it, and you touch it. Fun. Woo! Now, right now, I took a look, and only one community member who I listed as a friend, and again, my TA friend list is kind of sparse. But anyway, only one friend that I have has had this much fun. Would you like to guess who it is?
No, why don't you just tell me? Don't keep us in suspense.
I'm sorry. It's the king of fun himself, Big L.
Oh.
He's been to the beach. Now, Exprovos, he mentioned that he has the game, but I'm not quite sure why he hasn't gotten this achievement. We talked about it about a few weeks ago. I have the game, and I played the stage, as I told you. However, I knew that once I finished getting this achievement, that it would be, very unlikely that I would ever return to the beach, and thus the fun would end. And so for that reason, and because I actually missed touching something, dagnabbit, but for that reason, I wanted to leave it open on my tag so I would have a good reason to go back and have more fun. Now, speaking of which, Em, did you see that news article about the kid in Florida?
There's so many articles about kids in Florida. You want to narrow it down just a touch for me?
Yeah, well, he went to the beach. He didn't go with Elmo, and he didn't have so much fun. But what he did get was a hookworm infection. Now, are you familiar with hookworm?
Just as a thing you don't want to have be a part of your existence.
Yeah, well, hookworm, it burrows into the skin and causes a red and itchy reaction that can last for weeks until the larvae, they die, and then in rare cases, they can inflame the intestine. This is all according to the CDC. So, kid goes down, is on the beach, and he got the parasite in his legs and his feet, and you should Bing it. Again, not to Google it, but you should Bing it. Yeah, some graphic images. You wouldn't believe some hookworm would do this, but actually he wasn't alone. There was a whole bunch of them went to the beach. I'm assuming some kind of youth group, and six out of the 17 kids went to the beach. They got it, but apparently he got it the worst because he did the whole thing, where you're on the beach and you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna bury you in sand," and so he like got buried in the sand, and that's when the hookworms all like infested his body. But anyway, A Day at the Beach, available on Sesame Street's TV DVD. Go touch all the fun stuff at the beach and just don't touch the hookworms. Fun!
Not sure what ooey gooey feeling we're going for anymore with this list, but we'll just plow ahead.
That's fun.
It sure is. Nothing says fun like avoiding hookworm. It's what I do on my weekends. And I've been successful so far every weekend of my life.
Winning.
So number 4, I'm going to talk just a little bit, very briefly, about the Finally Together achievement in, I believe it's pronounced Ilo Milo, although I've heard people pronounce it Ilo Milo. You familiar with this one at all? I'm always curious what you have played because I pick so many non-easy 1K games.
Not sure. Is that a skating game or something?
That's Ollie Ollie. Although I understand why you might confuse the two. Very similar.
Those vowels.
And I's and L's. And
repetition.
Yeah, so Ilo Milo is this adorable little game. Came out on the Xbox Live Arcade back in 2011. It was developed in the lovely country of Sweden.
Hej och välkomna till veckans snabbis med Waka. Wait, that's not right. Well, it is technically correct, just not understandable to most of you. Let's try that again. Hello and welcome to the Quickie of the Week with Waka. This week's pick is Evolve, which has 1,250 Gamerscore worth almost 5,900 TA. This game has frequently been on sale and was Games for Gold back in March 2017. Evolve is an asymmetrical 5-player multiplayer game that features 4 humanoid alien monsters hunting down a local poor, lonely apex predator. While 5 people is the optimal number for this game, most of the game's achievements are obtainable playing by yourself against bots. Speaking of obtainable, some of the game's online services will close on the 3rd of September, so you might want to get a handful of achievements that might get discontinued before it is too late. I say might because it's not yet certain if any of the achievements will be discontinued, even if some are suspected to. While the completion is estimated to 100 hours, the early game offers plenty of fast high ratio TA. I recommend going for the tutorial achievements to begin with to make things easier. You might even try to go for the gold times. They are difficult, so if you are struggling, you can skip those. When starting matches, make sure you give yourself as much of an advantage as possible in the match options. After learning how to play, go for the 25 wins in the arena mode. While racking up the wins, take a look at the achievement list and try to go for different miscellaneous achievements every game. Not all of them are unlockable in the arena mode, but most of them are. If you take a break, you can start the credits and let it roll for 22 minutes to unlock an achievement. Try to go for the title update achievements when you are going for the 25 arena wins. After that you can go through the campaign mode called Evacuation as a monster without dying. I've spent 4 hours in this game with very little preparation before starting it, and also watching the 22-minute credits. During that time I got 27 achievements worth 565 Gamerscore and 2020 TA. I'm sure most of you are capable of outscoring me in that time. While Evolve is an estimated 100-hour completion, you can get a TA rate of around 500 an hour during the first 4 hours. Oops, have to go. I have some stupid Vikings attacking my Varl.
Anyway, it was developed by South End Interactive, and they're now part of Ubisoft's massive entertainment. So sadly, we probably won't see any more from the adventures of Elo Milo. But the game features these two friends. Can you guess what they're called? What their names might be?
Ollie and Wally?
Oh, so close. So close. They're Elo and Milo.
Oh,
isn't that awesome?
That's amazing.
Yeah, so Elo and Milo, they're these two great friends who long to never, ever, ever be apart, but yet somehow they get together every day and wind up waking up the next day further and further apart from each other. And the player has to manage to get them back together by manipulating the game field. So you turn the puzzles like up and down and sideways and try to walk them to each other. So they eventually meet in the middle, and every stage is a melt your heart moment, because at every stage they meet and they're happy to see each other. But then your heart breaks again because the next day you're in an even more difficult stage, and now you're getting a headache trying to solve how to get them back together. So you go through.
Is this game worth a whole 200 points?
I thought so back when 200 points was the norm for Xbox Live Arcade games. I don't know what I would say today. It's a really lovely little game. Like it's, it actually, the achievement I'm talking about today, the Finally Together achievement, it's the achievement you get for finally reuniting them, allegedly forever. And we have nothing to counter that because the studio's not here anymore. So I'm going to pretend they never, ever break apart again. And it just melts your heart to see them together because it's just wonderful. And if the game had a 1000G version, Elroy would tell you to be all over it, but regrettably, it's just not going to happen. However, if you play the game and at the end of this, where you only need to actually play 25 of the game's 40-some levels to get it, so it's good for that reason too. If you really loved it, it actually also came out on Windows and Windows Phone, so you can reunite them all over again and again.
Wow. Do you get achievement points for doing that on your phone?
Oh, yeah. Well, Windows Phone, though. You would need to have one of those bad boys.
I do.
Oh, well, there you go. Nothing's stopping you.
Man,
you can get 600 points out of this game if you do it all 3 times.
Yeah, you said you turn it left, right, and get them together. Well, I fire up an ACA game, and I turn it left, and I get 1,000, so there you go.
That's true. I can't argue that point.
All right. Number 3. Look at my horse. My horse is amazing. Why is my horse so amazing? That is because it's a freaking unicorn.
What?
The game is, Night Squad. The achievement is Ride the Rainbow. The description, unicorns are the best, right? Secret. Well, it isn't a secret. I guess it was a secret achievement, but unicorns and rainbows lands it at number 3 on the Ooey Gooey Feel Good list. Now, if only we could find a way to get like a kitten licking a lollipop while riding on top of the unicorn, but let's not
That's too much.
greedy.
That's
Let's
too
not
much.
get too
Too
greedy.
ooey-gooey.
Yeah. So this achievement is worth the most of any on my list and clocks in at a whopping 100 points.
Whoa.
Yeah, that makes your Gamerscore happier than a pig and poop. Now, to get the achievement, you run around the screen getting various power-ups, guns, weapons, the usual stuff. But what you are looking for is the horse power-up. And you will have to grab it not once, but twice. Doing so unleashes the unicorn. And then you just make a kill like you normally would, and bada bing, bada boom, bleep bloop, you got it unlocked. Thus, double horse, not double rainbow. That's something completely different. Get the unicorn and ride the double rainbow all the way across the sky. It's so fresh. It is a rather easy pop. The TA ratio is 1.7, and community members other than myself to play Night Squad and have this one include Chin, X, Professor Pluto, L, and Fug. Again, if I didn't mention you and you have it, send me a friend request on TA, so next time I name drop, you'll be included. However, if you're new to Night Squad, or are otherwise not very competent at Night Squad, they offer assistance for you. It's called Night school.
Fun! Elroy, are we not friends on TA?
It's very possible.
Because I've completed this game too. and you neglected to mention me, and I'm
we should get that remedied before next episode. How about? All right.
No, all good. All right, well, we're riding the rainbow right into number 2. And so this list seems to feature a lot of Connect or better with Connect titles, and that's probably no surprise because they were aimed at a little bit more of the audience, you know?
Yeah.
But do you know what's more adorable than animals? Seeing animals fail at completely simple tasks. Right? Like YouTube videos, right? We like to watch videos of a dog trying to clamber out of a pool and it falls back in, or an elephant trying to get up from a muddy pit, but it just can't manage. People love
sitting on a zookeeper's head.
Yes, and partially for the elephant, partially for the zookeeper. So if you're unfamiliar with Connectimals, Connectimals is a game that tasks you with raising an adorable cub. Right from the beginning, there's just adorableness everywhere. You choose the cub, and then you get the cub to perform all sorts of menial tasks that are, in theory, for the benefit of the cub, but are really in the benefit for the trainer who's trying to earn their Gamerscore. As with many Connect games, it's just loaded with these incredibly easy achievements you can get that are worth a ton of TA, because people didn't play Connect games beyond just waving hi. So, any achievement in Connectimals can really be thought to be adorable. Like, there's one called Friendship Bracelet, which just is a great name, right? Friendship Bracelet.
Oh, I see what they
Yeah, and it's for buying a pendant in your friend's store. Friendship Bracelet. It's adorable. And then you get to bling out your pet tiger, or whatever apex predator cub you've picked. And it looks great. Or there's another achievement called Then There Were Two for meeting the first animal you unlock in the game. So you get double the awe because you have your pet and another one. So it's awesome. But the question then is, which achievement draws the most awes out of this veritable tour de force?
Sorry, I was drinking there. That was
So the achievement I went with was Claptastic, which probably doesn't sound like it would be the top of the top, but let me explain why.
I always try to stay away from the clap.
And I recommend you do. But in this case,
and
clap and hookworms, we're an educational program this week. You've learned about teddy bears, the hookworm, and we're not going to tell you why you should stay away from the clap, because you should probably know. But if you don't, just stay away from it. But Claptastic, you should totally go for. And this is because nothing, and I mean nothing, is more enjoyable than watching one of the most powerful and graceful animals on the planet try and fail at performing a simple task. Now, do you have any idea what the task may be?
Playing an ACA game?
Oh, so close, but he only got a 940, so they had to kick him out of the zoo.
Oh, I hate those.
It's tough life. No, it's for clapping.
Oh.
You get the animal to stand up on his or her hind legs and clap his little paws in front of you, and it's absolutely precious. It is just wonderful to watch.
My heart.
And there is nothing better than having to play this on the Connect, where the dodgy tracking will make you have to do it over and over and over again. Just separate your annoyance with the fact that this is just the most adorable thing you've ever seen. Watch him fall. Watch him fail. You're failing too, but it's cute. It's okay. And eventually, you'll get this achievement done too. And it'll be worth that 10 Gamerscore and that 37 True Achievements points.
Wow, 10 old Gamerscore, man. Man. Yeah, sign me up. Number 1. Do you know the number to a good veterinarian?
I could Google. No, Bing one for you.
'Cause these puppies are sick. Yeah. Flexing again. Okay. All right.
I wasn't sure if you were flexing or pretending to be sick.
Sorry. Oh, man. All right, seriously, though. What is better than one puppy in a box?
What could be better?
50 puppies in a box.
What?
It definitely
50?
beats having one puppy. Yeah, it definitely beats having one puppy in 50 boxes. Puppies! More puppies! So, Barbie and her sister's puppy rescue. I shared your dilemma as that you had in your Connectimals, which is which one of these is the best. But anyway, if you're not unfamiliar with this game, it was the feel-good puppy romp of the year. As long as that year is 2015, but it's a timeless classic. And it actually still holds up its retail value. A copy of this game, it's been pulled from the digital store, and I was interested in playing this, like for reals, and it still retails for over $20. Xbox
Wow.
360, yes. And so there are several achievements with the game that could have earned a spot on this list. So you have one that is called "I Dub Thee Puppy" for naming a puppy, or you have "Puppy Whisperer" for earning the trust of a puppy in hiding, or the "Ton of Fun" achievement for rescuing 25 puppies. But I had to really put some serious thought in this, and I decided to go with "Perfect Match" for finding the perfect home for a puppy. So, to get this achievement, you must rescue your second puppy. I guess you couldn't find a perfect match for the first puppy. I haven't played it yet, but or maybe you learned a valuable lesson about the adoption strategies. But once you have it fully trained and groomed, it will graduate from Puppy University, which is not Puppy College. Know the difference between college and the university?
I would love to. I went to a university, so I probably should know the difference because there was a Buffalo State College and a university at Buffalo. So enlighten me. What is the difference between the two?
Well, I have a similar experience. I went to Graceland College. I know the humor is there because I ended up living in Memphis, but it's actually in Iowa. But I was the last graduating class of Graceland College, and my wife was the first graduating class from Graceland University. So we have our diplomas hanging up side by side, and it looks like it's a make-believe thing that, the person that forged them couldn't even get it right. One time it's college, one time it's university. But anyway, so a university is a larger entity. It is made up of a collection of colleges. So, for example, if you went to the university, you would have the College of Education, the College of Business, the College of this and that. Whereas in the college, you don't have that. It's just one college, just smaller scale.
That makes all sorts of sense. I learned so much today. This has been great. We're going to turn this into a TED Talk once we're done.
That's right. Talk about hookworm. So, once this puppy has graduated, it is adopted out to some characters in the game, and bleep bloop, you rescued a puppy. 50 points and a big smile on your face knowing that you established a special bond between an electronic puppy and some lonely AI. Now, this achievement, I think, struck a special chord for me because I recently adopted a puppy 5 months ago.
Aww.
And her name is Giggle Pig.
Such a great name.
I know. One of my students was unloading her pups, and one of my dogs is older than Methuselah, so I figured that I would get a new one to start training. The other one, I got 3 right now, so I figured the middle child would be able to train the young one, Giggle Pig, and get the process kind of started to take over and such and so forth. So I got her when she was 5 pounds, and now she's over 45 pounds.
Oh, goodness.
Yes, 5 months. And so she's literally growing 8 pounds a month. And let me tell you something, Barbie. Finding a perfect home for a puppy is no easy task because I'm mowing out front and Giggle Pig stays in the backyard and I'm mowing the yard and all of a sudden, oh, well, hey, there's Giggle Pig. Well, that's interesting. How did Giggle Pig get there? Well, I've never owned a Boxweiler before. That's what Giggle Pig is. She's part boxer, part Roddy. And so apparently boxers are very proficient jumpers. I did not know this. And so I put her in the backyard and then I start mowing again and well, there's Giggle Pig again. And so I'm just like, I'm dumbfounded. I'm like, oh, how does Giggle Pig keep doing this? And so I put her in the backyard again, and I'm starting to look around like, okay, well, let's see how Giggle Pig's doing this. And so I'm looking kind of down low, looking for like a hole. She's a loose part in the fence. And all of a sudden, here she comes bounding over top of the 6-foot fence. I'm like, the hell? And And so Giggle Pig comes running up, and at this point it's a game, and I'm like, I would never believed it. And so and so I, of course, send this off to my wife. She can't believe it either, and so we've been battling this ever since. How do you protect a back fence that's 6 feet from a dog that can jump a 6-foot fence? So we're still struggling with it. The struggle's real. It is bad.
No idea that they were that capable of jumping.
Yeah. Oh, and so we're like, well, is Giggle Pig just super dog, or what's going on here? Maybe Barbie knows more about this than I do, but I get on YouTube and I Google boxer jump, and you would be amazed how many videos are on YouTube of it's called boxer jump 6-foot fence. It's worded in about 20 different ways, and everybody's just dumbfounded that their dog can jump a 6-foot fence. I wouldn't have believed it. I hadn't seen it. And so keep in mind, I mean, she's still a puppy, and I'm like, oh, this is not good. So I'm guessing that Barbie would have not got no one would have got the achievement if Barbie had sent Giggle Pig home with me, because apparently a perfect match for Giggle Pig is a home that has a 12-foot fence all around the yard and like concrete reinforced pylons beneath the fence, because, she likes to dig too, and nothing of value in sight, including fiber optic internet cable, just saying. That was a very bad weekend where I lost connection. But regardless of it all, I love the little booger, and I can't imagine a better home than mine. And that's why Giggles and I 100% endorse Barbie and her sister's Puppy Rescue Perfect Match as the #1 entry on the top 5 most ooey gooey, make your heart melt, feel good achievements list.
Amazing. And I hope we've helped melt some hearts today, and that you're all feeling a little happier going into this week. As always, if you want to reach out to either of us, you can find me at Matriarch at just about anything, and Elroy OMJ at just about anything as well. If you have any commentary or feedback or a hook minus the worm for a future list, please let us know. We are always happy to hear from you.
Awesome. Well, thanks again for everyone for listening. We hope, again, that we warmed your heart, put your smile on your face, and also while informing you of the dangers of hookworm. With that, let the countdown to our next list begin now.